Hi guys, my name is Elisa and welcome back to my channel. Did you know that the majority of thesis introductions are written incorrectly? This is really bad because this sets the stage for a weaker overall dissertation or thesis paper. So if you're aiming for academic excellence, you've come to the right place because in this video, I'll share with you the secrets to crafting a powerful introduction chapter that not only grabs the attention, but also lays a strong foundation for your entire thesis or dissertation paper. Whether you're a seasoned researcher or you're just starting out and this is like the first, you're watching this video because you have a first paper to write, then these tips and tricks will transform your approach and they will elevate your writing to the next level. I promise you guys. So this introduction really sets the stage for your entire research project. It makes it crucial to get it right. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure that you like this video. Okay, let's talk about the steps and the best practices for crafting a compelling and effective introduction chapter. So before we talk about the different steps, and there are 8 steps, but let's first talk about the purpose of the introduction chapter. So what is it for, right? So the introduction chapter provides an overview of your research topic, its significance, as well as the structure of your dissertation or thesis paper, right? So the aim of it is to engage your readers, highlight the research problem, as well as to set the context for your study. So the first step is for you to provide background information. So you really want to contextualize your research by beginning by providing background information that sets the context for your research. So this could include historical developments, key theories, and then any current trends in the field. You also want to explain why your research topic is important and why it is relevant. Highlight any gaps that exist in the literature that your study will aim to address. The next step, step 2, is for you to state the research problem. You want to identify the problem and clearly state the specific research problem or question that your dissertation or thesis paper will address. So this should be a concise or brief statement that identifies the issue or the gap your research will intend to fill. So discuss the significance of the research problem as well and explain why it is important to address this issue and how your particular research will contribute to the field. Okay, step 3. Step 3 is where you will outline the research objectives and the questions. So first, you want to make sure that you have set clear objectives, right? So define the main objectives for your research, and then you want to be specific with these objectives. They should be measurable goals that you aim to achieve through your study. You want to break down your objectives also into smaller, actionable research questions. So these questions will actually guide your research and they will provide a clear focus for your study. Step 4 is where you will provide a brief literature review. So this is why, and I believe I mentioned this in a previous video, this is why it's important for you, or this is one of the reasons, at least, why it is important that you conduct your literature review before you write chapter 1 of your paper, which is your introduction chapter, okay? So you want to make sure that you do conduct your literature review first. So you want to provide a brief overview of the key studies and theories that are related to your research topic, and you can't know that until you conduct your literature review. You want to highlight the main findings and how they relate to your research problem. Then you should identify the gaps in the existing literature that your research will address, because this will help to justify the need for your study and then shows how your study will contribute to the field. Step 5 is where you will explain the scope and any delimitations. So what are delimitations, right? It's a big word and it's not one that's commonly used, right? So you have limitations and then you have delimitations. The delimitations are the boundaries that researchers set in their research studies to decide what they will include and what they will exclude from their study. And this will help narrow down the study and make it more relevant to the overall research goal. So delimitations can include the population, location, or methodology of the study, but they will identify what will not be covered in the study and then why the choice was made to not cover those particular areas. You want to define the scope of your study. So you should clearly define the scope of your research by explaining what aspects of the topic you will cover, right, as I just mentioned, and what you will not. Discuss any delimitations or boundaries that you have set, and this will help to manage the expectations of your readers. And it will also provide a clear focus for your particular research. Step 6 is where you will state the significance of your study. You want to highlight the importance of your research and discuss the potential impact and significance, right? So explain how your findings will contribute to the field and why your findings are important. So mention any practical applications or implications of your research, because this could also include like policy recommendations, any advancements in theories that you found, or any practical solutions to real world problems. The next step is for you to outline the structure of your thesis or dissertation paper. So this is really like providing a roadmap, right? You will give a brief overview of the structure of your paper and explain what each chapter will cover and how each chapter are interconnected. So this roadmap will help to guide readers or help to guide readers then, because they will better understand the flow of your dissertation or thesis paper and what they can expect in each chapter. Step 8 is for you to write a compelling introduction. You want to really you want to engage your readers, right? And you want to ensure that they will be kept engaged throughout their entire paper. So you want to start with a strong opening sentence or hook that grabs the reader's attention. So this could be an interesting fact, it could be a quote, or it could be a thought-provoking question that is related to your research topic. You want to ensure that your introduction is clear, it should be very brief, right? And it should be engaging. Avoid jargons and overly complex language that might confuse your readers. So again, simplicity is key. You want to make sure that you use as much lay language as is possible throughout your entire research paper, not only for your introduction, okay? This will really make a big difference in how many readers actually read your paper and how much they understand, how well they're able to understand your paper, because you want to ensure that as broad an audience as possible will actually be able to read and understand your paper and what your research is about, okay? So I always recommend a 6th to 8th grade reading level for your actual paper, okay? So if you can get it down to a 6th grade, that is great. If not, do not let it go over that 8th grade mark, okay? So anyone who has completed the 8th grade, in other words, should be able to read and understand your paper clearly. If you get it down to a 6th grade reading level, then anyone who completed at least a 6th grade should be able to read and understand your paper. Okay, so some final tips for you. So you want to make sure that you revise and make edits to your paper as necessary. So you should thoroughly revise and edit your introduction chapter. Ensure that it flows logically and clearly sets the stage for your research. You want to seek feedback from your academic advisors or from your committee members or your peers to ensure that your chapter is clear and that it is comprehensive. You want to make any necessary revisions based on the input from your advisors and peers. Then you should also make sure that you use proper citations. So again, follow your university's guidelines when it comes to the citation style that you should use. You want to cite the relevant literature and the sources accurately. So this adds credibility to your introduction, and it demonstrates that you understand, it demonstrates your particular understanding of the field, right? You also want to stay focused. So keep your introduction focused on the main aspects of your research and avoid going into too much detail about the methodology and the findings. All right, guys. So in summary, I want to share with you again these 8 steps plus the final tips, okay? So you want to provide background information. Secondly, you should state the research problem. The third step is to outline the research objectives and the questions. Then you should provide a brief literature review. So explain the scope and the limitations related to your study, and then state the significance of your study. Why is your study important? Why are you conducting your study on that particular topic? Then outline the structure of your paper. And then you need to write a compelling introduction that grabs readers' attention and let them stay on your paper and continue to write your paper, continue to read your paper from start to finish. And of course, you want to revise and make any necessary edits to your paper. You should also ensure that you use proper citations and stay focused, okay? By following these guidelines, these detailed steps, you'll be well equipped to write a compelling and effective introduction chapter for your dissertation or your thesis paper. Guys, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell so that you never ever miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.